Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're gonna go ahead and go for the platinum of The Last of Us Part 2. Since I already know everyone loves Part 1, including me.
Oh my god! Wow!
I decided to go ahead and platinum Part 2 since I already have the first one done. For the platinum, we will need to get 26 trophies, including the platinum itself. So here are some of the more annoying ones. We have to max out all the stats for both Abby and Ellie, upgrade every single weapon in the game to the max, and the most ridiculous one is collecting 286 collectibles, because that's fun. So the game opens up by basically summarizing part 1, while Joel is just casually sitting there and cleaning his guitar, which apparently he does just 24/7. After that, we actually start playing as Joel and Tommy head back to their village, where him and Ellie have been living for a few years now. And of course, we get another scene of Joel playing the guitar, because apparently that's just his whole personality now. What the fuck? Anyway, we get cut to the present, and at around like 5 in the morning, we get woken up by the boy named Jesse. Jesse's talking about some scouting mission with Dina, and I'm not gonna lie here. She's just kind of like, she's just always there, without really doing anything. So, Jesse is explaining the mission, and shortly after Dina and Ellie leave, we'll switch the character to our second main character, which is called Abby. And well, to be honest here, I read a lot about her and seen some memes about how she looks a little like Sam Sulek. So well, do whatever you want with that info. There are a lot of controversies about her, and now I see why. Since her missions are, well, there's no way to say this nice. The missions in her entire story are pretty much just useless. Well, just not fun to play at all. She does have her own story, which we'll come back to later though. For now, we're back with Ellie and Dina. They head out and end up in what looks like an abandoned supermarket, where we run into some of the first infected. And this is where the grind basically starts. We're collecting superhero cards, supplements for upgrades, parts for weapons, and of course some artifacts, which are pretty much just some random papers you'll find around the entire world. And yeah, I tried to find as many as I could without a guide at first, but later on there was way too many. There's no way in hell I was getting all 286 without any guide. Okay, back to the story. So, after defeating some infected and running around, we make it back outside where there is now a snowstorm, so Dina and Ellie go ahead and enter the library for safety reasons. There they will find a hidden bunker of some guy named Eugene. We only see a picture of him, and that's all we'll know about him. He had built a workbench there, which is where we get our second trophy. Yes, second. Now, you see, I have played this game before, but not too much. So, I already had 2 trophies, one of them being Apprentice for learning a player upgrade, and the other one, which I got at this workbench like a year ago, called Tinkerer for upgrading my first weapon. So, let's keep the story going. They went further down the bunker and found some weed. Smoked it and, well, touched each other, I guess. What is happening, man? We then play as Abby again, and this is the time when she's searching for Joel. Right now, we don't really know why she's doing this, but we'll figure it out later down the line. So, she ends up getting sent by Kenny and Joel. And after some more shooting and waiting around, they all end up back in the shed where Abby and all of her friends are. And yeah, this is where the story really starts, because this is also the point where Joel dies. But before we actually see that happen, we switch back to Ellie, and we get yet another cutscene where Jesse walks in on Dina and Ellie, asking if they've seen Joel or Tommy since they didn't report back. Which, well, of course they didn't, because they were having some happy fun time. So Ellie goes out to track where Abby took Joel and Tommy, thinking she might still be able to save him. Which, yeah, clearly did not happen.
Joel, get up.
Oh no!
A few days later, Ellie and Dina decide they're leaving town to hunt down Abby and her friends. But before they go, Ellie wants to visit Joel's house one last time to pick up some things. So, after this entire MTV crib section, grab the horse and finally leave the town. And right here we get another trophy named Starter Set for finding 5 trading cards, or superhero cards, whatever you want to call them. So, now back to the story. Ellie and Dina are now on their way to Seattle, since that's where they believe Abby is. So after reaching Seattle, this is actually one of my favorite parts of the game, since it opens up a bit and you can kind of decide where you want to go and what you want to explore first. So there are also 2 trophies tied to this section that I did not get on my first run. First one is called Sightseer, which you get for visiting all locations in downtown Seattle. And the second one is So Great and Small, which you get for finding the engraved ring. So after walking around and searching for stuff, we get a cutscene where Ellie starts acting like Joel and plays the guitar. Which, yeah, isn't really important, so let's keep going. We do end up finding a bank though, where there are a bunch of dead soldiers. Or not soldiers, people. And that's also where we get the shotgun for Ellie. After that, we go ahead and find some fuel so we can power up the gate and finally leave the area. And while exploring, we also come across 2 people that were tortured by Tommy, which actually helps us figure out where he might be so we can go ahead and join him. But of course, as soon as we're about to move forward, Ellie gets captured by some random guys. And yeah, Dina saves her, and they end up finding another lead to where some of Abby's friends could be. So after all that, we leave the area and start making our way to the weather station, which is conveniently on the map. But before we manage to get over there, we actually unlock 2 more trophies, one of them being called Mechanist for fully upgrading a weapon. And Specialist for learning all player upgrades in one branch. Holy! So as soon as we enter the station, we find out it's already been raided by somebody else. We do end up finding Leah, one of the girls from Abby's group, but unfortunately she's already dead, so Ellie can't even question her. Right after that, we get jumped by wolf soldiers, which is basically the group Abby is a part of. So we make a run for it and end up in an underground train station, which is full of spores. After somehow making it out of there alive, we end up in a theater, which is basically the main hall for Ellie right now. This is also the part where we find out that Dina is actually pregnant from the boy Jesse that we met at the start of the video. So after Ellie finds out that Dina is pregnant, we go ahead and check out the theater. We find some collectibles here and there and eventually come across a radio, which actually makes this whole finding Abby thing a lot easier, since we're on the same frequency and can hear them talk and figure out where they're going. Shortly after that, we get a flashback with Ellie and Joel from about 3 years earlier. And funny enough, it's Ellie's birthday, so Joel basically sets up his whole surprise for her and takes her to a museum with dinosaurs and space stuff. And yeah, this is actually a pretty cute moment. We get a little father-daughter type vibe, even though she's not actually his kid, I know. But still, you get what I mean. We also do get another trophy here called Looks Good on Ya, which you get on for putting a hat on your companion, which in this case is Joel. I don't know why they couldn't just write Joel on it, but yeah.
Don't you dare take it off. My birthday, my rules.
Damn. Looks good on you. Put a hat on your companion. So we run around the museum for a bit, which is honestly pretty cool, and especially since we know Ellie loves space. They even have this moment where they pretend they're going to space, which is actually a really nice scene. But the flashback ends shortly after and brings us back to the present, where we find another lead on where Abby's group is hiding. This time in a place called Hillcrest. This time Ellie goes alone. And yeah, once again, it's mostly just running around, shooting people and picking up collectibles. We then run into Jesse again, who helps us track down Tommy. And at one point we even steal a car, crash it and almost drown in it. But of course, both of them get out safely.
You okay?
So, after somehow surviving all that, we make our way back to the theater with Jesse this time. And then we get another flashback, this time with Tommy, where we basically learn how to use the sniper. So, nothing really special happens here, so yeah, we're just gonna skip this. So, back to the present, we're trying to figure out where Nora is hiding. She's one of Abby's friends, and we find out she is in the hospital. So yeah, guess what? We're gonna go ahead and shoot some people, run around, and eventually make our way to the hospital. And eventually we find Nora, and since she's not being so cooperative, Ellie goes ahead and eliminates her in a really well-made scene from Naughty Dog. Damn, girl! So, Ellie finds out where Abby is hiding, which is in the aquarium. So now we actually have her final location. But right after that, Ellie is still in complete shock from what she did to Nora. So she heads back to sleep, and we get another flashback from about 2 years earlier. This is where Ellie goes back to the hospital where the Fireflies took her, and finally finds out that Joel was lying to her about being the cure, or not being the cure, I guess. She realizes that Joel basically killed the doctor, and when she confronts him about it, he finally tells her the truth. So, we cut back to the present, which is Seattle day 3 now, which is the final day playing as Ellie and the day we're supposed to finally find Abby. We wake up, find Dina and Jesse just chilling around, and talk to Jesse about Dina being pregnant. And shortly after that, Jesse and Ellie leave the theater to start searching for Tommy, and Abby of course. And yeah, you already know what's coming. It's more running around, shooting people, and picking up loot. And well, I swear the encounters are just always the same, just different locations. Eventually we come up across some more wolf soldiers, and they have a boat. And this is exactly what we need to get to the aquarium. But Jesse wants to go after Tommy instead of Abby. So he goes his way and we go ours. Which means more running and gunning just to get the boat. So after getting the boat, we drive just fully through till we reach the aquarium. But when we get there, Abby is not here. Instead, we find Mel and Owen, which are 2 of Abby's friends. So Ellie tries to get some information out of them, but Owen attacks her, which makes her shoot him. And then Mel tries to kill Ellie with a knife, which ends up horribly with Ellie killing her as well. And well, right after that, Ellie actually finds out that Mel was pregnant. And that just completely breaks her, to the point she doesn't even want to go after Abby anymore. So, Tommy and Jesse show up, but at that point, the damage is already done. So, they just get Ellie out of there as fast as possible and head back to the theater. So, once they're back at the theater, they start talking about going back to Jackson. Tommy goes to leave, and of course, this is when Abby shows up. Tommy gets taken down instantly. Jesse and Ellie rush in, and Jesse just gets blasted immediately. Ellie's down, and at that point, everything just goes to shit. So, from here on out, I'm just gonna let the rest of the cutscene play. If you wanna skip this cutscene, go to this time.
Shut the fuck up! Fuck. Alright. Stop! Stop! Toss your weapon. Toss your weapon! Fuck.
No.
I know why you killed Joel. He did what he did to save me. There is no cure because of me. I am the one that you want. Just let him go. You killed my friends. We let you both live. And you wasted it.
So, before we get to the ending, we get yet another flashback. But this time, it's not for Ellie, but for Abby. And yeah, this is where the best part of the game starts. I'm joking, this shit is straight fucking ass. So I'm just gonna explain the important part, which is why she actually killed Joel. So, you remember that doctor Joel killed at the end of part 1 to save Ellie? Yeah, that was her dad. So now we're playing through Abby's 3 days in Seattle, seeing her side of the story, watching everything fall apart for her, and basically seeing how all of this connects. And maybe even her killing Tommy, but we'll see that later. But yeah, like I said, I really did not enjoy this section at all. So I'm not gonna sit here and drag this out by explaining everything, because honestly, it just felt like a waste of time for me. But we did get some trophies while playing as Abby, so let's go through those. Now, the first trophy that we're gonna get with Abby is called Mint Condition for finding 5 coins, which are basically the collectibles that you can pick up with Abby, same as the cards that you get with Ellie. Now, shortly after, we get another trophy called Sharpshooter that we get for winning the marksmanship competition against Manny. Now there it is, Sharpshooter, win the marksmanship competition. So, about 1 hour into the story of Abby, I go ahead and just search for collectibles. Actually, I was watching a video, I'm not gonna lie to you. But we find a strange artifact called, I don't know what the fuck it's called, but the trophy we get from it is Relic of the Sages. I think this is also an artifact from Uncharted, I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. So we keep trying to speedrun the entire story of Abby, and we get another trophy called In the Field for finding 12 workbenches. Oh, a trophy! Find 12 workbenches in the field. Nice. So we then get put back in a flashback where Owen took Abby into the aquarium for, I think, the first or second time. Not quite sure of that. And we get another trophy called Put My Name Up for earning the high score in the archery game, which is something actually that I enjoyed doing. There it is, put my name up. Oh, we then keep going and we land on a ship where we actually find our last training manual, giving us the trophy Journeyman. Journeyman! Find all training manuals. Oh, in Abby's day 2, we don't actually get any trophies, so we go straight to Seattle day 3. And there we get 2 trophies, one being survival training for learning 25 player upgrades. Oh, trophy. And the second one, I don't know how to pronounce that, is a gold trophy for getting all the coins, which are the collectibles, as I said, for Abby. I don't know. We got all the fucking coins. Jesus Christ. Okay, cool. I mean, at least that. So, after getting everything done with Abby, we finally get back to the final cutscene. We now see a little of more of what's going on. We also see this random bald kid that was with Abby like for half the story. We then see Tommy attacking Abby, but that bald kid is able to shoot Tommy in the leg and then Abby finishes him off with a headshot. After that, Ellie runs and Abby follows her. We then have to fight Ellie playing as Abby. Yeah, real cool. So Abby absolutely destroys Ellie and breaking her arm, but Dina tries saving her and then that bald guy saves Abby yet again. Abby was about to kill Dina and Ellie, but that bald kid tells her to stop, so she lets them live, giving them yet another chance to live, because that makes total sense. So shortly after that, some time passes. Dina now has her kid. Ellie heals up, and this is basically their life now. They're living on a farm, away from everything, just trying to live in peace. Just chilling, having fun, you know, normal life for once. Doesn't stay peaceful for long, because somehow, this guy, Tommy, is still alive. I have no idea if he survived that shot, but he did. So, he is still obsessed with finding Abby, but since he can barely walk anymore, he reaches out to Ellie. Ellie says she's done with it, but yeah, she ends up going anyway. So, she heads to Santa Barbara, and honestly, it's the same thing again. Just now, you have to be a bit more sneaky, because Abby has been captured by a group that basically runs the area. So, Ellie takes some of them out, because of course she does, and along the way, we unlock another trophy right after her eliminating those men, called High Caliber for actually unlocking all weapons. Oh, we just got a trophy, find all weapons. Eventually, we'll make our way into their base, trying to track Abby down. We free a couple of prisoners, and they tell us that Abby has been taken to the beach and has been hanging there for a while. So, Ellie finds her, and even after everything, she still wants to finish it. So, they fight, pretty much to the death. But Abby is completely broken at this point, nowhere near as strong as before, and Ellie finally has a chance to kill her. But instead, she lets her go, ending the hunt for good. So, yeah, because that makes pretty much total sense. So, we get one last cutscene where Ellie returns to the farmhouse. But when she gets there, Dina is gone, everything she had, everything she was fighting for is just gone. So yeah, that's the end of the game. We also get another trophy called What I Had to Do for completing the main story. How about no? What I had to do to complete the story. So after finishing my first playthrough, we only had 9 trophies left. So let's get right into them. So we had Sightseer for visiting every location in downtown Seattle. So Great and Small for finding the engraved ring. Master Set for collecting all trading cards. Safecracker for opening up every safe. Prepare for the Worst for finding all the workbenches. And Archivist for getting all the collectibles. So now we only needed 3 more trophies for the platinum, but for that we had to go into New Game Plus, and not for like 2 hours, for 8 whole hours.
Do it! Do it! Come on, kill me! I'm here! Come on, do it now! Kill me!
Since we basically had to replay Ellie's entire part and half of Abby's part. So yeah, this part sucked. So now, let's just get into the trophy. One of them was Tools of the Trade for crafting every single item. The only reason I didn't have this before is because I never upgraded Abby far enough to unlock her hunting pistol ammo recipe. So yeah, that's my bad. We also needed Survival Expert for learning all player upgrades. But after getting Tools of the Trade, we unlocked Arms Master for fully upgrading all weapons. And literally 20 seconds later, we get the final trophy, Survival Expert, which finally unlocks us The Last of Us Part 2 Platinum. So yeah, was it worth it? Honestly, not really. Platinum was cool, but the game itself just didn't hit the same for me. Still, we got it done. If you enjoyed, drop sub and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!